Um, Today I will show you one of the very exciting update from our DocIntel. We included the video processing layer as well as in our knowledge base. That said, from now on, DocIntel will gonna supports the video uploads. And so the video upload can be any type of video. Say the people are watching the World Cup soccer nowadays, so any kind of highlights or anything that's you can also upload. You can upload a lot of videos here, right? So, or say you have a demo, right? You have some learning videos. You wanted to get an insight from your learning videos, right? So those things are currently being supported. So I uploaded few of the videos here, right? So for example, DocIntel retrieval, summarize chat, and DocIntel ingestion workflow. I'll just first click to showcase how it is. So that's when I after uploading
DocIntel ingestions
ingestions
workflow.
workflow.
Here
Here
I'm
I'm
going to
gonna
present
present
how the
how the
ingestion
ingestion
flow
flow
works
works
to
to
upload.
upload.
What
What
I'm
I'm
going to
gonna
do
do
is
is
I'll
I'll
first
first
select one
select
of
one
the
of the
documents.
documents. I think what I wanted to present here to showcase you, right? How these works, right? So you just saw that I clicked the source, and when I click the source after the uploads, right, the video gets played, right? So this is basically stored into the Google Cloud Storage, right? So we extended our workflow because video file are usually be very big. As the video files are very big, so we have taken care separately some of the processes, that bypasses some of the size limits that the Cloud Run has. So so that it can directly upload to the GCS, right, by using the signed URL. So that's how we managed our large video file uploads here. So now all the short file, I mean short size or the long videos, everything is supported as a part of our ingestion process. And what happens is after you ingest, what is the process next level? I will show you, showcase some of the videos, my old videos, right? To showcase. Let me see what I do have. Say the restaurant recommender, or say something like a prior authorizations workflow, which is a very big workflow. You see here, right? Prior authorizations workflow. I can open it, right? While opening, you see that the uploading videos, clinical prior authorizations workflow, right? So and you see that's once it's done, the video is uploaded, right? So if
I
I
will
will
show
show
you
you
in
in
real
real
quick
quick
our
our
doc.
doc.
So
So
the
the
patient
patient
wanted
wanted
to
to
take
take, right? So what it means is that the document is uploaded, like the way you see usually we do the chunking and embedding here as a part of our DocIntel process. Now we shifted this once a little bit different. What we did here is we put a video intelligence workflow, right? Say if I show you, say this is our ingestion workflow, that's when I ran, right? I have everything captured here, right? So when I run the process, right, you see everything is there, same as that I ran a retrieval summarize workflow from our demo, right? And when I run this one, you see that's how it the different timestamp is captured, timeline, and what are the different content that is being done by frames. What happens is uh, the video is considered under some segments, right? You see the some of the maximum sample frames and segment seconds, so that's it is captured as a segments, and segment that there's a frames, right? And there's a content in the frames, so that is how it's being basically extracted. When it comes to the that's where extracting the chunk, right? At the end it comes as a normal chunk, right? For these cases, see that this document is every 25 chunks and the durations of 11:39 seconds, right? That particular workflow. Now what I just uploaded it is the prior authorizations workflow. You see that the uploaded are not processed, right? If I click this process video here, you can sample frames with the segment seconds, you can confirm. First I am putting the process video. What happens is when I click the process video, right, it is started with the chunking and video process is not being started, right? What is gonna happen here is it's gonna continue running for a long time, right? And it will gonna run in the background. So I'm gonna leave this one right now, right, to showcase to so it would gonna take time to process it. Maybe somewhere around, I would say, because the video frames as that this is gets long, there are a lot of AI call that what happens, which basically it works for this for all the frames, right? And then it captures the chunks and generate the chunks and followed by the embedding, right? So that says the did process will take a little bit of time because it's breaking up the segments and the frames and all of this together. So this will gonna work. So basically I will gonna come back later on. So what I wanted to showcase from our existing workflows, so this is still for the document for the video processing. You see that retrieval, summarize, chat, and this chat, because everything is there. So for example, retrieval, summarize, chat, if I go to the summary, right, and by section, if I wanted to generate some summary, what would gonna happen is it would gonna generate a summary for you, right? So which is basically our old one of the demos, right, that we uploaded earlier. From there it is generating a summary for us, right? So you said a lot of things that came up, right? So which is basically directly from the chunks it comes, right? It does not go to the embedding. Summarization works directly from the chunk, but there's many different ways you can do that, right? Whatever we discussed in a demo, that is how it gets summarized. Now the next thing what I would like to show you is because it's already chunked and embedded, right? All of these things earlier, for now it's the new one, the prior authorization is basically is in the processing stage. I will be able to now go to the chat and can basically get the information from the video, right? What was being discussed, which I did a little while back, right? So I wanted to showcase from here that actually what happened. So I asked what are the key findings in these two videos. It basically says that's from certain video, which is DocIntel retrieval, summarize, chat, right? These are the comparison features that it has, right? Whatever has been discussed, DocIntel interface elements. Then I ask how is the summarization happening in Intel. It basically says that by clicking the summary or anytime after chunking, you can do a summarizations, right? Then what are the consideration for the search and documentary filter? How do we do search and document filter? That's what it basically says. How does the comparison among documents work? That's it basically explain. That's based on the way it is explaining is way the video is being whatever is being part of the video, right? Because the demo video has a lot of voice contents, and voice content has a transcript, and that transcript by the segments and by the frames it basically process and then it's chunked, right? So if something is not being discussed, then it would not gonna come, right? So it means, so from the video conversations, right, that it basically tells you how the comparison among documents works, right? So same as that explain the entire flow from document ingestions to all the way to the document retrieval, right? You see that so beautifully it is explained, a lot of different things: document ingestion, document processing, document retrieval, search, right? All the steps that it does, because it was discussed as a part of our video, the demo video, right, or the learning video. So then document comparison, and then I said the how does the chat workflow works. It will check the how do you initiate a chat, how do you manage the chat history management, what are the different type of query. That's what we can do. Why this comes? Because this has been discussed as a part of the demo. So as a part of the transcript basically pulls. So anything that is not a part of a transcript, that it will not be able to pull. So that says that this is how basically you will gonna get from the documents, from the videos to making videos to make a segments, then the frames, then collecting the transcript, audio transcription, and then ultimately you can basically interact with these things. Hope this explains. Again, this is very good knowledge base. You understand our existing DocIntel has a very good processing layer, and then on top of it basically it can do all of this thing. Now let's come back to the prior clinical authorization. There's a part of the thing is nicely identified as a video, right? All of these things identified as a video, it classified as a video. Now the chunking is going on, right? As I said that the workflow kicked off, because the workflow kicked off is running in the background. Now talking to prior authorization, workflow chunking is happening. So let it complete. So what it means is, hopefully I'm able to explain that that's how it works. So the chunking is happening, then a video is running. Video is gonna take a time to do the process. We have to give that time, right? Now we can expedite definitely better. So this is a 22 minutes of video, that's where it's happening. We can use a model that is a little bit better, I mean in terms of the performance, that it's gonna do much earlier than the way it is being happening. But so far, that's for the demo purposes. I'm not utilizing a most latest models for this one, but I'm utilizing the library that is necessary for all of this thing to process, right? So again, this video processing, this is in the Google Cloud. So Gemini is being used, Gemini models is being used for this video processing. Hope this explains how our video intelligence workflow works. So again, you go to summarization chat. Ultimately, what you're gonna get is that you have a timeline. And if you wanted to ask some questions from your earlier documents, so for example, this is a retrieval summarize what this video is talking about. So what I'm doing is, even in the video intelligence workflow, you have an option to ask a question. You don't necessarily need to do the chat interface and all of these things. For certain videos, that's if you wanted to ask from where everything is come, you can ask the questions and you'll get it. The advantage of our chat is it has sessions, right? It's a long term and short term sessions, and you can a lot of things that we did not do intentionally in the as a part of for the video intelligence workflow, because that feature is available over there. So that's how we can separate, right? So you see that's when you ask this question, you got an answer, all the timelines that's being mentioned, followed by the frames are also being mentioned. What are the different frames, what are the contents for those, some of the samples it's been given. Hope this explains our video intelligence workflow. Still it's been running. I expect that it might take a little bit more time, right? 5-10 minutes, and then document this video will be processed for our conversations. Hope you enjoy this video, and we are really excited on behalf of Agomonia Labs. We are extending our coverage, because a lot of videos in the market which needs a lot of very good knowledge bases along with the documents, and everything can work. It's not only for the video, you can combine the video with the documents, right? So with the unstructured documents or any kind of informations. So ultimately it's coming to a central knowledge base, and then from there you can get a better output of these things. So so thank you so much for listening this video, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.